मन की बात। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी भारत की जनता से साझा करेंगे अपने मन की बात रविवार 29 अगस्त सुबह 11 बजे। आप भी माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के मन की बात का हिस्सा बन सकते हैं। इसके लिए आप अपने सुझाव 27 अगस्त तक टोल फ्री नंबर 1800-117800 पर रिकॉर्ड कर सकते हैं या माईगॉव के ओपन फोरम में पोस्ट कर सकते हैं। तो याद रखें, रविवार 29 अगस्त सुबह 11 बजे। मन
Dear students and viewers, hello and welcome to this teleclass. My name is Altaf Hussain and I am working as a lecturer in the discipline of Environmental Science at Government Girls Higher Secondary School, Magam. Dear students, as you must be knowing that in these pandemic times, we have been witnessing a sharp surge in the number of COVID cases. So we urge you to implement social distancing, wash your hands regularly, and always wear a face mask so that you can protect yourself and your family members as well. Now dear students, जैसा कि आप सब जानते ही हैं कि previous class में हमने पढ़ा, previous teleclass में we discussed about the negative interactions. We discussed what are the different types of negative interactions, और उन negative interactions में जैसा कि आप जानते ही हैं we discussed about predation के बारे में हमने पढ़ा. We discussed about parasitism. We discussed about parasitism. तो ये दो नेगेटिव इंटरेक्शंस हमने पिछली क्लास में डिस्कस की. आज की जो हमारी क्लास है, आज की क्लास में हम आपके लिए दो लेक्चर्स, दो टॉपिक्स लेके आए हैं. एक तो हम नेगेटिव इंटरेक्शंस को आज कंप्लीट करेंगे, दूसरा हम साथ ही आज डिस्कस करेंगे एडेप्टेशंस के बारे में. एडेप्टेशंस एक ऑर्गेनिज्म में क्यों आती है, वो क्यों एक्वायर करता है एडेप्टेशंस, और उसकी टाइप्स क्या है, ये हम टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ द लेक्चर डिस्कस करेंगे. लेकिन प्रेडेशन और पैरासिटिज्म को हम अभी थोड़ी देर के बाद रिकैप करेंगे, और साथ ही साथ जो हमारी रिमेनिंग इंटरेक्शंस इसमें है, दैट इज एमेंसालिज्म, जो हमें आज डिस्कस करनी है. Emensalism, and we shall also be discussing about competition. We shall also be discussing about competition as well. लेकिन अब एमेंसालिज्म को स्टार्ट करने से पहले, कंपटीशन को स्टार्ट करने से पहले, लेट्स हैव ए क्विक रिकैप ऑफ द टर्म्स प्रेडेशन एंड पैरासिटिज्म, ताकि एक इस लेक्चर में कंटिन्यूटी आ जाए, और उन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जिन्होंने पिछली क्लास मिस की हो, पिछली टेलीक्लास मिस की हो, उनके लिए लेट्स हैव ए क्विक समरी, ब्रीफ समरी एंड ए क्विक रिकैप ऑफ द प्रेडेशन एंड पैरासिटिज्म एज वेल. सो व्हाट डिड वी डिस्कस इन द लास्ट लेक्चर? That predation, we refer to this process as the prey-predator relationship. Prey-predator relationship, isn't it? इसमें हमने prey-predator relationship के बारे में पढ़ा. Now what is this predation? Predation simply means it is an act of capturing. It is an act of capturing. Shabash, it is an act of capturing. It's an act of capturing, killing, and eating an organism. So predation, what does this mean? This means the capturing, killing, and eating of an organism. Now the organism which does the act of predation, जो predation करता है, उस organism को हम बोलते हैं predator, and the animal which gets captured, which gets killed, that organism is known as prey. So we can say the predator is the organism which does the act of predation, and the prey is the organism which is being killed. Now usually ये देखा गया है, ये जो predator होता है, it is a carnivore which has got the body size larger in comparison to the prey. इसका जो body size होता है वो prey के मुकाबले में ज़्यादा होता है. And we usually associate this word predator with large carnivorous animals. लेकिन ये हमेशा true नहीं है. It does not hold good for all the time. But कभी कभार क्या होता है कि whenever the act of predation is done on the primary producers, such a process is known as herbivory. So herbivory is a term. It is associated with the process of predation जहां पे predator is a primary consumer and shabash, the prey is a primary producer. So herbivory is a process जहां पे predator कौन सा है? It is a primary, shabash, it is a primary consumer, that which is an animal, a herbivore, primary consumer in the form of herbivore. ठीक है? So that's why we call this phenomenon as herbivory, and the prey is a primary producer, that is an autotroph. ठीक है? So that's why we call this process as herbivory, because the act of predation is done on the autotrophs, on the primary producers. Now what is the importance of this predation? Now the importance of the process of predation, the phenomenon of predation, is that it keeps a check on the population of both prey and predator, and it also affects their distribution and abundance as well. So predation is a process. It is extremely important in ecological studies. Why? Because it affects the distribution and abundance of both prey and predator populations. Now इसकी अगर मैं एग्जांपल आपको दे दूं, lions preying on deers, isn't it? So this is the classical example of the predation. We can have tigers preying on zebras, isn't it? So these are the two examples of predation. तो इसके बाद हमने parasitism के बारे में डिस्कस किया कि parasitism होता क्या है and what are the different types of parasites. So parasitism में हमने डिस्कस किया in parasitism जिस तरह से हमने predation में देखा prey predator relationships, parasitism में हमने देखा host parasite relationships. Host parasite relationships. Okay ji. Now the parasite is usually the organisms which derives the benefit from this relation, while as the host is at the receiving end, it gets harmed. The host, it gets harmed, while as the parasite derives all the benefits. So we can say it is a plus minus relationship. So the host is the organisms which harbors the parasites, and parasites derives all the nutrients, all the benefits from the host, and in this process the host gets harmed, and that's why we call this relationship as a negative interaction and negative interspecific interactions. Now based on size we classified these parasites into two groups. The first one is the microparasite and the second one is the macroparasites. So हमने देखा कि ये जो parasites होते हैं, they are of two types, the microparasites and macroparasites and macroparasites. Now what are microparasites? As the name indicates, they are microscopic in size. तो इसमें बैक्टीरिया आएंगे, isn't it? इसमें वायरसेस आएंगे, and protozoa are also included in this class of parasites. So we have microparasites and we have macroparasites as well. जैसा कि मैंने अभी आपको बोला, these microparasites, they are microscopic in size and include the bacteria, viruses and the protozoa as well. And the microparasites, they are characterized by small generation time. They are characterized by small generation time. Small generation time. Now what is this generation time? I'll explain it in a little while. They are characterized by small generation time, okay? And on the other hand, the macroparasites, they are relatively larger than the microparasites. They include, these macroparasites include flatworms, they include roundworms, different types of worms. इसमें fleas आएंगी, इसमें ticks आएंगी, so many examples, etc. Now since, जैसा कि मैंने अभी आपको बोला, इनमें जो generation time होता है, that is very small as compared to the macroparasites. When these microparasites, they have a small generation time, and on the contrary, these macroparasites, they have a large generation time. Now what is this generation time? So generation time means it is the average interval between the birth of an individual and the birth of its offspring. So you should remember this. The generation time, it is the average interval, between the birth of an individual, the birth of an individual and its offspring. That's why we say, कभी कभार हम इसको क्या बोलते हैं, it is also defined as the doubling time of a population. उसी को हम बोलते हैं generation time. और अगर इनका generation time कम है microparasites का, we say that they grow in large numbers pretty quickly because they have a very small generation time, because they double their populations very rapidly. So what do we mean by generation time now? It is the average interval between the birth of an individual and its offspring, and at times we also refer to it as the doubling time of the population. You should remember this, and the doubling time of a population. Now depending on whether the parasites lives or resides inside the body of the host or outside the body of the host, we classified parasites into two groups, that is endoparasites and ectoparasites. Endoparasites and ectoparasites. Ectoparasites and endoparasites. Now what are ectoparasites? Ectoparasites are those parasites which resides or are found outside the body of the host or on the surface of the body of the host. They are known as ectoparasites. Now these ectoparasites, इनकी अगर हम एग्जाम्पल देखें, इसमें जैसा कि मैंने अभी आपको बोला, इसमें टिक्स आएंगी, mites, lice, etc. On the other hand, if we talk of the endoparasites, these are the parasites which are found inside the body of the host, and इनकी जो examples है, जैसा कि मैंने अभी microparasites में लिखा, roundworms, tapeworms, So these are the two. Even we have flatworms as well. So these are the examples of ecto and endoparasites. इसके अलावा हमने ये भी डिस्कस किया that parasites, we have certain parasites which feed on other parasites as well, and those parasites are known as epiparasites, and the phenomenon is known as hyperparasitism. Epiparasites. Epiparasites. Now these are the parasites which feed on other parasites, and these parasites are known as epiparasites, and the phenomenon of a parasites feeding on the other parasites, such a phenomenon is known as hyperparasitism. Such a phenomenon is known as hyperparasitism. 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 Based on the contact with the host, we classified parasites into two more groups, that is temporary parasites and permanent parasites. Temporary parasites and permanent parasites. Temporary and permanent parasites. Now what are temporary parasites? The temporary parasites are those parasites which come in contact with the host for a very brief period. I repeat, temporary parasites are those parasites which come in contact with the host for a very brief period. इसमें जो examples है जो आप याद रखोगे, इसमें anopheles आएगा. Anopheles. इसमें Culex की example है. So these are the two examples of temporary parasites. And the permanent parasites on the other hand are those parasites which remain with the host throughout their life. And the examples of permanent parasites, we have Ascaris lumbricoides, we have Ascaris. One more example is Entamoeba. Etc. Now let's discuss about one more negative interaction, that is amensalism. Amensalism. Now, first of all, amensalism is a negative interaction between two different species which takes place when one of the species gets harmed and the other one remains unaffected. This is extremely important, you have to remember this. Amensalism is that type of negative interactions जहाँ पे एक species को harm होता है, that gets inhibited, that gets negatively impacted, while as the other species which causes the change in the first species, that species remains unaffected. This is very important. And the process of amensalism is completely opposite to that of commensalism जो हमने positive interactions में पढ़ा है. It is completely opposite to commensalism. How? I will tell you just now. So what is amensalism? It is a negative interaction. It is a negative interaction. It's minus and zero interaction. जहाँ पे एक species को harm होता है, one of the species is inhibited, while as the other one remains unaffected, and such an interaction is known as amensalism. So we can say one organism is adversely affected or negatively affected, while as the other species, इसीलिए तो हम इसको interspecific बोलेंगे, while as the other species remains unharmed. Now, one good example of amensalism is the production of एंटीबायोटिक अगेंस्ट अनदर ऑर्गेनिजम्स. इसकी जो अगर हम एग्जांपल दें, दैट इज द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ एंटीबायोटिक्स. प्रोडक्शन ऑफ antibiotics, production of antibiotics against another organisms. So this example explains or elaborates the process of commensalism. अब यहाँ पे मैंने आपको बोला it is opposite to commensalism. Why? Because commensalism process जैसा कि मैंने आपको बोला वहाँ पे एक species benefit होती है while the other species remains unaffected. ना ही वो वहाँ पे उसको कोई harm होता है और ना ही कोई benefit पहुँचता है. That's why we say it is a plus zero relationship. And that's why we say commensalism is completely opposite to commensalism. Now you should remember the difference between the two because most of the students they get confused by these two terms, commensalism and commensalism. So you should always remember commensalism, it is a positive interaction, positive interspecific interaction, it is a plus zero interaction. And on the other hand, commensalism, it is a negative interaction, where one of the species is harmed, while the other one remains unaffected. और इसकी जो example मैंने आपको अभी दी, that is the production of antibiotic against another organisms. For example, मैं और एक example आपको देना चाहता हूँ. There are certain molds. Now you आपको पता ही है molds are the fungal species, isn't it? Including penicillium. अगर मैं penicillium की example दे दूँ, including penicillium. अगर मैं पेनिसिलियम की एग्जांपल दे दूं आपको, it secretes certain chemicals. Now this is a fungal species, isn't it? Now this fungal species, one species, it secretes certain chemicals that inhibits the growth of certain bacteria or that kills certain bacteria in the immediate vicinity. So यहाँ पे हमने क्या देखा? यहाँ पे हमने देखा कि ये जो एंटीबायोटिक्स है, ये कुछ केमिकल जो है, जो पेनिसिलियम secrete करता है, and it is a fungal species. यहाँ पे एक fungal species जो है, ये chemical secrete करती है, and this chemical species in its immediate vicinity, in its immediate environment, kills certain bacteria, and bacteria, we know it is another species, isn't it? This is how the two species interact negatively with each other. Fungal species तो कोई benefit होता नहीं है, but the bacteria gets negatively affected. That's why it is a very good example of commensalism. Now we have another negative interaction, that is competition. In fact, it is the last negative interaction which we are going to study. Competition. Competition. Now, what does the word competition mean? It refers to the interaction between two competing species. I repeat, competition is a process which is defined as when two organisms compete for certain resources. When the two interacting species compete for the same resources, like food, ये कॉमन रिसोर्सेज होते हैं दो स्पीशीज के बीच में, इसीलिए तो ये compete करते हैं एक दूसरे के साथ. Like we have food, water, space, isn't it? So food, water, space, when the two organisms, individuals of two different species, when they compete for food, when they compete for water, when they compete for space, और उससे क्या होगा, उस प्रोसेस में क्या होगा, उस प्रोसेस में this process will result in reduced fecundity. Now what is this fecundity? I will explain it a little later. Let me repeat it once again. Competition is a process जहाँ पे दो competing species compete करती है for resources like food, for water, for space, and in this process the two are affected, the two interacting species are affected. कैसे वो इफेक्ट होती है? Because this competition, it results in reduced fecundity, it results in reduced growth, and also it results in the reduced survival of the species. It results in the survival of the competing species. अब ये जो भी दो competing species होती है, when they compete with each other, for food, for water, for space, now what happens? It results in reduced fecundity, it results in reduced growth, and it results in reduced survival of the two competing species. ठीक है. नाउ यहां पर मैंने एक टर्म यूज की, दैट इज fecundity. Now what's fecundity? Fecundity, you should always remember, it is the physiological potential. It is the physiological potential और इसको हम नेचुरल कैपेबिलिटी भी कह सकते हैं. नेचुरल एबिलिटी और कैपेबिलिटी टू प्रोड्यूस ऑफस्प्रिंग्स, दैट्स नोन एज फेकंडिटी. अब जब कंपटीशन की वजह से फेकंडिटी रिड्यूस हो जाएगी, दैट मीन्स the tendency to produce offsprings, when that gets reduced, तो जाहिर सी बात है उस पॉपुलेशन का साइज भी धीरे धीरे कम होता जाता है, उसकी ग्रोथ भी कम होती जाती है, और जब ग्रोथ कम होगी तो ऑटोमेटिकली उसका सर्वाइवल के चांसेस भी बहुत कम हो जाते हैं. सो कंपटीशन इज अ प्रोसेस wherein the two competing species, they compete for food, water, space, and in the process it results in the reduced fecundity, growth, and survival of the two competing species. And you must always remember one thing: competition takes place when the resources are in limited supply. This is very important. Competition takes place between the two species when the resources are in limited supply. When the resources are in limited supply. This is very important. Now, competition can be classified into two groups. We can have interspecific competition and we can have intraspecific competition as well. Now, since we are dealing with the interspecific interactions, तो आज हम अभी interspecific competition के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे और हम interspecific competition के बारे में ही आज इस क्लास में पढ़ेंगे. Now, what is interspecific competition? What is interspecific competition? Interspecific competition. Interspecific competition means when the competition takes place between two different species. Between two different species. This is very important. First of all, what is interspecific competition? Interspecific competition is that type of competition in which the competition takes place between two different species. तो उसको हम बोलते हैं interspecific competition. Now, the two interacting species can affect each other, can negatively affect each other. The two interacting species, they can affect negatively to each other. कैसे? Either directly or they can affect each other indirectly. So the interspecific competition can be direct or it can be indirect. If the interspecific interaction takes place directly, if the interspecific competition takes place directly, such a competition is known as direct competition. Direct competition. Or this is known as interference as well. This is known as interference. If the competition takes place directly between the two different species, this is known as direct competition or interference. Now, if the same competition takes place between the two different species indirectly, such a competition is known as indirect competition or it is known as exploitation or exploitative competition. It is known as exploitation or it's known as exploitative competition. Now, what is this interference competition? First of all, let's discuss about this interference competition or direct competition. Interference competition. Interference competition. Interference competition. Suppose there are two species. This is competitor 1, this is competitor 1, and this is competitor 2. Now these two species, they will interact directly with each other. We have competitor 1, we have competitor 2. These two different species, they are the two competitors. They will interact with each other directly. ये दोनों एक दूसरे के साथ directly impact करेंगे. कैसे? They will come in direct contact with each other. The two species will come in direct contact with each other. इसीलिए हम कहते हैं ये directly compete करते हैं. इसीलिए हम इसको बोलते हैं they interfere in each other's consumption of the common resources. So इसीलिए हम इसको बोलते हैं interference competition, or we call it as direct competition as well. अब ये कैसे compete करेंगे? They come in direct contact with each other. डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट, एक तो इनमें डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट होता है. कब डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट होता है? व्हेन दे फाइट विथ ईच अदर और व्हेन दे डिफेंड देयर टेरिटरी. सो दे कम इन डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट विथ ईच अदर व्हेन दे फाइट, ड्यूरिंग फाइटिंग और डिफेंडिंग देयर टेरिटरी. डिफेंडिंग देयर टेरिटरी. तो उस सूरत में हम कहते हैं that the two species they interact with each other, they compete with each other directly. कैसे? By coming in close contact with each other while fighting or defending their territory. Now यहां पे क्या होता है? One individual will actually prevent another from exploiting the resources. तभी तो फाइटिंग होती है ना. क्यों फाइटिंग होती है? जब एक कंपेटिटर दूसरे कंपेटिटर को प्रिवेंट करेगा रिसोर्स को एक्सप्लॉइट करने से. वो रिसोर्स जैसा कि मैंने अभी आपको बोला, वो फूड की शक्ल में हो सकता है, पानी की शक्ल में हो सकता है, स्पेस की शक्ल में हो सकता है, जिसको हम टेरिटरी बोलते हैं. सो दिस competition is hence known as interference competition. Now we have one more type of competition, that is exploitation competition or indirect competition. Exploitation competition. Exploitation competition और indirect competition. अब यहां पे क्या होता है? There is no direct contact between the two competitors. There is no direct contact between the two competitors. और ये कैसे है? ये कैसे पॉसिबल है? because they access the common resource. For example, if we have the two competitors and यहां पे इनका एक shared resource है, like this is the shared resource. Isn't it? This is competitor 1, this is competitor 2. Now the two competitors, they interact with each other how? By making the maximum use of the shared resource. तो अगर मैं इसको represent करूं यहां पे arrow से, so these dotted lines indicate that the two competitors, they do not come in contact with each other, but they interact, they consume the resources directly, with each competitor trying to consume, trying to utilize as much of the resource as it can, trying to obtain as much of the resource as it can. अब यहां पे क्या होता है कि ये जो दो competitors होते हैं, they cannot be present at the same place and at the same time. This is very important. ये जो exploitative competition है, यहाँ पे जो दो competing organisms होते हैं, they are not present at the same time and at the same place, just in the case of direct competition or interference competition. यहाँ पे ये जो दो competing species होते हैं, ये different types पे उस habitat में पाए जाते हैं and at the different times. और इस तरह से ये exploit करते हैं resources को at their own individual level and they consume as much of the resource as they can, और दूसरे स्पीशीज को ये रिसोर्स डिनाई करते हैं. इस तरह से ये रिसोर्सेज को एक्सप्लॉइट करते हैं. सो दिस प्रोसेस इज नोन एज एक्सप्लॉइटेशन कंपटीशन. नाउ लेट्स एनालाइज दीज नेगेटिव इंटरैक्शंस. इन नेगेटिव इंटरैक्शंस को हम एनालाइज करते हैं कि हमने अभी तक इन नेगेटिव इंटरैक्शंस में क्या पढ़ा, जिससे आपको ये बासानी बिल्कुल याद रहेगा. बिल्कुल जिस तरह से हमने एनालाइज किया पॉजिटिव इंटरैक्शंस को, इसी तरह हम इनको भी एनालाइज करेंगे. नाउ फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यहां पे हम लिखेंगे टाइप ऑफ इंटरैक्शन. टाइप ऑफ इंटरैक्शन, दिस इज स्पीशीज ए, दिस इज स्पीशीज बी, एंड दिस इज, यहां पे हम लिखेंगे जनरल नेचर ऑफ इंटरैक्शन. जनरल नेचर ऑफ इंटरैक्शन, दिस इज द जनरल नेचर ऑफ इंटरैक्शन. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमने क्या पढ़ा? वी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट प्रेडेशन. सो टाइप ऑफ इंटरैक्शन इज प्रेडेशन. तो प्रेडेशन में क्या होता है? यस, प्रेडेशन इज ए प्लस माइनस रिलेशनशिप. This is very important, you should remember the signs. Predation is a plus minus relationship. What does this mean? Which organism, which species gets harmed? It is the species B. That is the species B gets harmed. So we will write species B harmed. That is, it gets negatively impacted. इसके बाद हमने दूसरी इंटरैक्शन क्या पढ़ी? पैरासिटिज्म. Parasitism. A parasitism, let me write it as minus and plus. That means the species A, in this case the species A gets negatively affected. ठीक है ना? तो हम लिखेंगे species A harmed. तो उसके बाद we discussed amensalism. Amensalism, it is a zero and minus relationship. That means species B gets inhibited, while as the species A, it is unharmed. So species B gets inhibited. Species B is inhibited. And last we discussed about competition. Competition, and it is in minus and minus sign, and in this case inhibition of both species. Inhibition of both species. inhibition of both species, inhibition of both species. ठीक है, so these are the complete negative interactions, right? जिसमें हमने प्रेडेशन के बारे में पढ़ा, जिसमें हमने पैरासिटिज्म के बारे में पढ़ा, जिसमें हमने एमेंसेलिज्म के बारे में पढ़ा एंड कंपटीशन के बारे में भी पढ़ा. सो दिस वी completed negative interactions. Now let's discuss about the adaptations. Adaptations हम किनको बोलेंगे? Now dear students, over the past so many years, over the millions of years, organisms में ये tendency पैदा हुई है कि वो अपने आप को adjust कर सके, adapt कर सके with the changing environment. So हम ये कह सकते हैं adaptations are basically, they are the features or they are the traits, features or traits जो डेवलप हुई है ओवर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम इन ऑर्गेनिजम्स, और इन ट्रेट्स और इन फीचर्स की वजह से क्या हुआ है, इससे चांसेस ऑफ सर्वाइवल एक ऑर्गेनिज्म का इंक्रीज हुआ है, यानी इट हैज इंक्रीज्ड द चांसेस ऑफ सर्वाइवल, इट हैज इंक्रीज्ड द चांसेस ऑफ सर्वाइवल. इतना ही नहीं, इट हैज परमिटेड a species to become more adaptable, to become more adjustable than other species of its own kind in an ecosystem or in a habitat. किसी भी habitat में कोई particular species ज़्यादा adjust होने के काबिल बनी है as compared to other members, अपनी species के जो उसके बाकी members हैं उनसे ज़्यादा, because of the fitness. And साथ ही ये भी हुआ है, it has permitted the organisms to exist under the ambient conditions जो उस habitat में पाई जाती है. तो adaptations हम ये कह सकते हैं कि these are the morphological, functional और behavioral changes, क्योंकि उन्हीं changes की वजह से ये traits आई हैं एक organism में, जिन traits की वजह से उसमें ये सलाहियत आई है, ये capability आई है ताकि उसके survival chances बढ़ सके, ताकि वो एडजस्ट हो सके एक हैबिटेट में जो भी कंडीशंस होगी वहां पे, और उसमें एक फिटनेस आए एज कंपेयर टू अदर ऑर्गेनिजम्स. तो उसको हम बोलते हैं, उन फीचर्स को, उन ट्रेट्स को, उन कैरेक्टर्स को हम बोलते हैं एडेप्टेशंस. ठीक है, अब ये चेंजेस कैसे आई है? जब एक ऑर्गेनिज्म ने ओवर ए लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम अपने अंदर फंक्शनल चेंजेस लाई, अपने अंदर बिहेवियरल चेंजेस लाई और अपने अंदर मॉर्फोलॉजिकल और स्ट्रक्चरल चेंजेस लाई, जिसकी वजह से इसमें ये ट्रेट्स डेवलप हुई ताकि वो उसके सर्वाइवल चांसेस बढ़ जाए, ताकि वो एक एनवायरनमेंट में, एग्जिस्टिंग एनवायरमेंटल सेटअप में अपने आप को एडजस्ट कर पाए. तो हम एडेप्टेशंस को कैसे आप डिफाइन करेंगे? एडेप्टेशंस आर द यूजफुल, स्ट्रक्चरल और फंक्शनल और behavioral changes जो डेवलप हुई है एक ऑर्गेनिज्म में ओवर ए लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, और उन चेंजेस की वजह से उसमें एक सलाहियत आई है, अडेप्टेबिलिटी डेवलप हुई है ताकि वो अपने आप को एक चेंजिंग एनवायरनमेंट में एडजस्ट कर सके. ठीक है, सो वी कॉल दिस एज these changes as adaptations. So I repeat, adaptations are the useful, structural, functional or behavioral changes which have developed in a living organism over a long period of time, so that it has enabled itself to adjust in the changing environment. Now what are the uses of these adaptations? जैसा कि मैंने अभी आपको बोला कि adaptation enabled the organisms to adapt themselves in a changing environment. To adapt themselves in a changing environment. कैसे? They developed this tendency of coping with the extremes of temperature, the extremes of wind, the extremes of light, एटसेट्रा। और जितनी भी ये वेरिएशंस आती रही कि किसी भी इकोसिस्टम में, एनवायरनमेंट में, वेरिएशंस इन टेम्परेचर, विंड, लाइट, तो इन्होंने अपने आप को इस एनवायरनमेंट में डाल लिया, एडजस्टेबिलिटी अपने आप में पैदा की, अडेप्टेबिलिटी अपने आप में पैदा की बाय ब्रिंगिंग ऑन सर्टेन चेंजेस। दिस इज नंबर 1। इसकी वजह से दे डेवलप्ड द टेंडेंसी ऑफ कंटिन्यूइंग देयर रेस। सो अडेप्टेशन से क्या हुआ, इसकी और एक यूज है दैट इट हेल्प्ड इन द कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ रेस, द कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ रेस। एंड कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ रेस कैसे पॉसिबल हुआ? बिकॉज दे रिप्रोड्यूस्ड एंड दे रियर्ड देयर ऑफस्प्रिंग्स। रिप्रोडक्शन इजी हुआ एंड दे रियर्ड देयर ऑफस्प्रिंग्स। And the last adaptation is adaptations are the basic causes of evolution. Basic causes of evolution. Basic causes of evolution. Now dear students, यहाँ पे मैंने बात की structural, functional and behavioral changes के बारे में हमने डिस्कस किया। तो ये स्ट्रक्चरल, फंक्शनल और बिहेवियरल चेंजेस क्या है, इनको हम अगले लेक्चर में डिस्कस करेंगे। व्हाट आर द स्ट्रक्चरल, फंक्शनल एंड बिहेवियरल चेंजेस, एंड वी शैल आल्सो डिस्कस अबाउट द टाइप्स ऑफ adaptations in the coming lecture as well. So dear students, ये जो हमने आज डिस्कस किया, हमने आज नेगेटिव इंटरेक्शंस को कंप्लीट किया। नेगेटिव इंटरेक्शंस में हमने पढ़ा प्रेडेशन के बारे में, हमने पैरासिटिज्म के बारे में पढ़ा, हमने एमेंसेलिज्म के बारे में पढ़ा, एंड वी आल्सो डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द कंपटीशन टुवर्ड्स द एंड। और हमने इनका एक जनरल नेचर देखा इन इंटरेक्शंस का, कि कौन सी स्पीशीज अफेक्ट होती है नेगेटिवली, तो कौन सी अनअफेक्टेड रहती है, what are the different signs of different reactions of these different interactions, and towards the end we try to discuss about the adaptations. और adaptations में आज इस क्लास में हमने पढ़ा definitions के बारे में and what is the need of the adaptations. In the coming lecture we shall be discussing the structural features of adaptations, functional modifications क्या होती है, and the behavioral changes क्या होती है, and also we shall be discussing about the different types of interactions and the different types of adaptations and the adaptations of various organisms in response to temperature, in response to wind, and in response to light as well. So dear students, this was all for today's lecture. In case you have any question, any query, any doubt, or you wish to seek any clarification, you can contact me. My phone number is 9419077123. You can call me or you can send me a message through WhatsApp on 9419077123, or you can contact me through my email. My email ID is alf.hsn.env.sc@gmail.com. It stands for Altaf Hussain Environmental Science @gmail.com. So this was all for today's lecture. We'll be meeting again in another lecture. Until then, goodbye.